Hariom students, welcome to online class. In previous class, we discussed the sound of music part 2. Now, we are going to discuss part 3. Before going to discuss part 3, just recall what we discussed in part 2. In part 2, we discussed the Shahnai of Bismillah Khan. Emperor Aurangzeb, he want to ban the musical instrument called pungi. Why he want to ban that musical instrument? Because that pungi was, when they were playing pungi, it was giving some unpleasant and it was giving some shrill sound. So that's why the emperor thought he want to ban that pungi. Later, some of the Barbers family who are musical professions, they thought they want to build some musical instrument from that pungi. So they built Shahnai. So how the name came into the existence? Shah means this musical instrument first placed in Shah's royal court. And Nai, Nai means barber. So Shah means that is the musical instrument which first placed in royal court. Shah's royal court. Shah Nai, Nai, Nai means barber. Means this is the musical instrument which was invented by barber. In that way, the Shahnai, name of the Shahnai and the musical instrument came into the existence. And Ustad Bismillah Khan, he was the maestro of Shahnai. Why he called so means, before Ustad Bismillah Khan, Shahnai was only placed in festivals, in temples and in some marriage occasion in North Indian wedding. But after Ustad Bismillah Khan entry into this field, he was the one and only person who introduced Shahnai in the dayas. And we discussed Shahnai. Ustad Bismillah Khan belongs to Dumron and he was regularly playing. Regularly, he used to observe his maternal uncle. He went to Varanasi, that is Banaras, his maternal uncle Ali Baks. He used to accompany his uncle Ali Baks when he was continuously practicing Vishnu in Vishnu temple. He was one of the employee in Vishnu temple. So, Ustad Bismillah Khan was very fascinated that how his uncle was practicing Shahnai and how his dedication was. In that way he used to observe his uncle Ali Baks. And in this video we are going to know how he habituated to learn that Shahnai and how familiar he was, what are the awards made him familiar, and what is the situation, what is the first situation that made Ustad Bismillah Khan familiar. All those things we discussed in part 3. Ali Baks would play the Shahnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. Observe here, as we discussed earlier, Ustad Bismillah Khan used to accompany his maternal uncle Ali Baks. So when Ali Baks was practicing and playing Shahnai, Bismillah Khan would sit and captivated for hours on end. Means for a very long time without stopping. Slowly he started, daily he used to observe his uncle. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangalamaya and the banks of Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts, where he could practice in solitude. Yes, soon when he was accompanying his uncle Ali Baks, he was habituated to practice throughout the day. And what are the favorite spots for this young apprentice? Means young apprentice, who is the young apprentice here? Who, none other than Ustad Bismillah Khan. So the Balaji temple and Mangalmiya, these are the temples, Mangalmiya and Balaji temples, and the bank of Ganga, bank of river Ganga. These are the places were favorite haunts, favorite places for Ustad Bismillah Khan to practice solitude means alone. He used to practice alone. The flowing waters of Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of Shahnai. Yes, knowingly or unknowingly, nature teaches a lot. Yes or no, ma? When Ustad Bismillah Khan was, see, for example, when we want to seeking pleasure, when we want to seeking some pleasure means just we will go to temple, or just we will go to we will sit in the rivers of banks of any river, and just we will think and we will feel some pleasantness. In the same way, when Ustad Bismillah Khan was practicing, the three places are the favorite three places are river bank of the Ganga and Balaji temple and Mangalamaya temple. These are the three favorite places. When he was observing the flows of Ganga river, that Ganga river gives him inspiration to do what? To improve and to invent some new ragas while he was playing in Shahnai. That is beyond the range of Shahnai. Means for every musical instrument, some particular ragas will be there that they used to train. But when Ustad Bismillah Khan sit towards rivers of Ganga, banks of the Ganga, he used to practice and he used to get inspiration from the waters of Ganga, and he improvised his ragas and he invents some new ragas that which is to be beyond the range of Shahnai. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle. Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad music conference. When he was at the age of 14, he accompanied his uncle to Allahabad music conference. Who is his uncle? Ali Bucks. Ali Bucks to music conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. Yes, when he accompanied his uncle to Allahabad, up to now he used to observe his uncle practice, and he also motivated and he also want to practice alone, and he has some favorite spots, and he got motivation from river Ganga water, and he invented many new ragas beyond the range of Shahnai. So he also accompanied with his uncle to where they went Allahabad Music Conference. In that Allahabad Music Conference, at the end of that program, Ustad Fayaz Khan, who was one of the great musicians, he patted the young boy. Patted means in this way, just giving appreciation. Yes, you done a good job. In that way, your teachers also will pat on you that when you done a great job. So just patted the young boy back and said, "Work hard, you shall make it. Just work hard and you shall make it." With the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. In 1938, it is the year where Bismillah Khan was very familiar by the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow. He soon became an often heard Shahnai player on radio. Up to now, as we discussed earlier, up to now, Shahnai was the instrument only permitted for North Indian wedding and some occasions in temples. But with the Ustad Bismillah Khan, it was Shahnai used to regularly played in radio. When India gained independence of 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet nation with his Shahnai. So when we got first independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shahnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi. This is one type of raga in Shahnai, from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. So this is red for observe the picture here. This is red for. So when we got independence, when we gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan, he was the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shahnai. Along with this, or included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's speech. Tryst with Destiny. Tryst with Destiny speech was delivered by our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on the eve of Indian independence on midnight of 14th August 1947. So, this is the speech given by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. On that day, along with this speech, audience got the chance to listen to the music, the Shahanai played by Ustad Bismillah Khan. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan. What is the first trip to abroad? That is Afghanistan, where King Jahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. So observe this picture. He is King Jahir Shah, Afghanistan king, is the last king of Afghanistan, former king of Afghanistan, uh, Jahir Shah. So when Ustad Bismillah Khan went to give performance in abroad, he went to Afghanistan, where King Jahir Shah received him in a very big manner, that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets. These are, observe this picture, these are Persian carpets. So and some souvenirs also. So taken in by means attracted or charmed by. Who attracted? King Jahir Shah attracted with the performance given by Ustad Bismillah Khan. The king of souvenirs means things given in memory of place, person or event. So these are all gifted to Ustad Bismillah Khan by King Jahir Shah. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Not only the king but also film director. So observe this picture. He is film director in Kannada. So impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Gunj Uti Shahnai. Gunj Uti Shahnai. See how familiar Ustad Bismillah Khan was. The tune which was played by Ustad Bismillah Khan, it was impressed. By the film director who was that performance, he thought that he want to direct a film named Gunj Uti Shahnai. This is the film which was directed by Vijay Bhatt in Kannada. The film was hit. The film was hit, and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. This is also one of the composition by Ustad Bismillah Khan. Turned out to be a nationwide churchbuster. Turned out to be nationwide churchbuster. Nationwide churchbuster means record breaker. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Gonjyoti Shahnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture, that is Sanadi Apna. I just come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. Yes, the first film by Gunj Uti Shahnai. So this was directed by Vijay Bhatt in the music direction of Ustad Bismillah Khan, and one of the Bismillah Khan composition, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. It is also one of the record breaker. Despite this huge success in the celluloid means old fashioned way of referring to films. In olden days, film industry used to be represented like this, celluloid. Bismillah Khan's ventures means project that often involves risk in music, were limited to two. So just he preferred to do only two ventures, two projects. That is, one is Vijay Bhatt's Ganjuti Shahnai and Vikram Srinivas. See here, he is Vikram Srinivas, Kannada director. Sanadi Apna. I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world. I can't able to, of course, cinema is nothing but an artificial. It is not real. It is only isn't it? So he was not able to come across all those things. So that's why he stopped by mentioning only by presenting only two projects by his side, that is Gunj Uti Shahnai and Sanadi Apna. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. Yes, he was the one and only person who was in the first Indian who invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the America. See, this is Lincoln Center Hall in America. This is the hall where only familiar personalities, only talented personalities were invited to give their performances. And our Ustad Bismillah Khan is the first person to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall, which was there in America. He also took part in the old exposition in Montreal in the Cannes Art Festival. So, and he also took part in, this is the Cannes Arts Festival, which is happens worldwide throughout the world. All the talented persons, all the musicians, different categories, they used to come here and they used to perform, they used to exhibit their talent. And he was also invented and he was also take part in this festival. And in the Osaka Trade Fair, Osaka Trade Fair is also one of the old exposition thing which was there in Japan, which is going to happen in Japan. This is Osaka Trade Fair. So in this also Ustad Bismillah Khan took part. So well known did he became internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, that is Tahar Masik Ustad Bismillah Khan. So he was very familiar and internationally. Up to now, his talent was exhibited in the eve of first Indian Independence Day only for the country, but throughout the world his talent was exhibited while he was participating in so many occasions, while he took part in Cannes Art Festival and Osaka Trade Fair. These are the things which made Ustad Bismillah Khan became international celebrity. So how much he became familiar means, one of the auditorium in Tehran, this is the auditorium in Tehran, after him, named after him, that uh, Tahar Masik Ustad Bismillah Khan. See, observe this. In Tehran also, one of the auditorium named his name. National awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan were conferred. Conferred means given, usually an award or a degree. Conferred on him. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award. India's highest civilian award. What is the Indian's highest civilian award? The Bharat Ratna. The Bharat Ratna. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, all I would like to say is teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. The final words when he received Bharat Ratna after taking his with the coveted much desired award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness. He said by making his award resting on his chest, and he said, all I would like to say is teach your children music, because this is Hindus' richest tradition. Even the Western people used to come to learn our music. Yes or no, ma? Western people, Americans or some other people, they were interested to learn our traditional music, our traditional Bharatanatyam and our traditional things. So make your children to learn music. This is the words which was given by Ustad Bismillah Khan when he received highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. Not only Bharat Ratna but also Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan served, as he fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Benares. Benares means his maternal uncle's place, and where he started learning and where he motivated himself to learn and to love towards Shahnai. Jumron, his birthplace, which was there in Bihar, Jumron, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. The most favorite place for Ustad Bismillah Khan was Banaras and Jumron. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shahnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. Yes, one of the students asked Ustad Bismillah Khan, "So why don't you come to USA? I will replicate the temples. I will recreate the Banaras atmosphere there." Means how the houses in Banaras I will arrange in that way. What are the temples in Banaras? I will arrange the replications of the temples there. In that way, the student asked. What is the reply of Khan Sahib? Khan Sahib means none other than Ustad Bismillah Khan. But Khan Sahib asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Yes, whatever you said, okay. You are saying you will replicate the temples and you will replicate the atmosphere of Banaras. If you are able to transport the river Ganga, I will feel happy. In that way, Ustad Bismillah Khan replied. Means it is impossible, right? He was able to recreate some of the things. He was able to recreate the atmosphere of the town. But he was not able to bring the river Ganga in America. So in that way, Ustad Bismillah Khan replied. Later, he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Benares, I miss the unique Matta of Jumron." Yes, he said, when I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. Means I am longing for Hindustan. I want to see Hindustan. I am very eager to see when I am going to my motherland in that way. While I was in Mumbai, I think of Banaras and Ganga, river Ganga. While I was in Banaras, I'll think about Jumran and the unique matta. Matta means this is the favorite masala buttermilk which was familiar in Jumran. So in that way, he used to express his love towards his motherland. And this is the question which was asked by one of the reporter. When partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving Pakistan? Partition in the sense when partition happened between India and Pakistan, why you people, you and your family didn't think to move to Pakistan in that way? Bismillah Khan replied, "God forbid. Me leave Banaras? Never. I went to Pakistan once. I crossed the border. Just say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for about an hour. I said Namaskar to Pakistanis and Salam Alaikum to Indians. I had a good laugh. It was happened in the interview which was arranged by Reader's Digest October 2005. So one of the question asked by the reporter, when partition happened, why you and your family moved to Pakistan? Family think about moving to Pakistan. Then Bismillah Khan replied that I never leave Benares. I only once he went to Pakistan, Pakistan border that he have been to Pakistan, and he said Namaskar to Pakistanis and Salam Alaikum to Hindustans. Means Indians. Means there is no. He was not able to show any difference between Indians and Pakistanis. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shana every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Yes, perfect. His life was perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, because being as a devout Muslim, devout means believing strongly in his religion and obeying his laws and following its practices. Being a devout of Muslim, and he used to regularly and naturally play the Shahnai at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. He was the perfect, and his life was a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. And Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He used to suffer for illness too many passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was passed away on 21st August in the year 2006 at the age of 90. At the age of 90 with prolonged illness, he was given a state funeral, and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. Yes, when he on that day, the government of India declared one day of national mourning. So this is the life journey of Ustad Bismillah Khan. Inspires us to learn towards music, and no discrimination between religions and everything in every aspect. In many aspects, Ustad Bismillah Khan's life was perfect example. So I hope you understood this lesson. Let us answer the questions. Why did Aurangzeb ban the playing of pungi? Of course, it was giving a shrill and unpleasant sound. So that's why he want to ban that music instrument. How is the Shahnai different from pungi? So Shana is an improvised version of pungi. So it has a better tonal quality, and it have natural hollow stem pipe that is longer and broader than pungi, and it have 7 holes on the body of the pipe. And how they used to play, when they close and open the fingers, the music used to come out. So with that, it gives a very pleasant sound. Where was the Shahnai played traditionally? How did Bismillah Khan change this? Actually, the Shahnai was traditionally played in royal courts, temples, and weddings. But Bismillah Khan made that bring this instrument onto classical stage. So with it is only possible with Ustad Bismillah Khan. When and how did Bismillah Khan get his big break? So nothing but when he got in 1938, he got big break on the occasion of opening of All India Radio in Lucknow. And this Shahnai, Bismillah Khan Shahnai, an often heard player on radio. Where did Bismillah Khan play the Shahnai on 15 August 1947? Why was the event historic? On 15 August 1947, he played Shahnai at Red Fort. Why this event was historic? That because India got independence from the British rule on that day. So that's why this event became historic. Why did Bismillah Khan refuse to start a Shahnai school in the USA? Because he didn't want to stay away from India. He was really fond of Banaras, River Ganga, and Dumaron, especially in Dumaron. What is familiar? Matta, masala butter milk. Find at least two instances in the text which tell you that Bismillah Khan loves India and Banaras. The two instances that show Bismillah Khan's love for India and Banaras are: first incident is when his student offered him that I am going to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras in USA, temples, I replicate the temples and everything. He refused. And the second one is one of the reporters, Shekhar Gupta, asked about moving to Pakistan during partition. Means he said that he would never leave Banaras. So these are the two instances that gives Bismillah Khan loves India and Banaras and Dumron. Hariom students, I hope you understood this topic. Thank you.